for 15 minutes since security guards decided to lock the other entrance. We are here with a full house trying to get into city council. They locked the doors 15 minutes early on the other side. Public comment is now engaged. Are you good? Only here long to tell you that I've lived through it. You don't deserve to be kept honest. And that's what you gotta like to do. That's it. I'm good. Gotta do better. I offered you candidates. But maybe I wouldn't want to be part of the solution, part of the problem. If I heard anything about this insurance company, they're out for blood. They want to throw me in jail for being fraudulent. I am not going to blame PTSD. I am not going to say. I want to file a formal complaint. Those doors were locked at 4:50. Those doors were there.
At that side?
That's correct.
Okay. I will check it.
I guarantee you, the woman that was in line in front of me, myself, and these four folks right behind me, were all at that door at 4:50, and she wasn't letting anybody in. So that door down there, that just doubled our time of dealing with this. Fine. Here's your phone. My place from my life is the United States female disabled veteran. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Megan Davenport. Hi, I'm Megan Davenport.
Yes, you're going to the fourth floor?
Gathering place, and I want to just uplift two of the points that were.
This young lady right here will join in that complaint.
Their conversation with the mayor, and that we've also experienced in the gathering place. The first is the shifting landscape and rules of engagement around encampment sweeps. We experienced that in front of our building throughout the summer months, increased use of our tree lawn adjacent to our property, as well as our property after hours.
We were here before 5.
We experienced at the end of August a sweep that we received notification of 2 days prior. No, 1 day prior. Folks were then given less than 24 hours to move along. The DPD labeled that as a soft sweep. 3 other unsanctioned encampments that are on the sort of slated list for closure. There were no outreach letters provided. There were no public postings provided. Our staffing was fairly limited on those days, and we were able to redeploy a couple of admin staff to pass out know your rights information as well as shelter information, but otherwise there was not any kind of wraparound.
Folks, you walked over with us as well.
I've made my concerns, and
you folks walked over with us as well. Would you be able to verbally assert to a supervisor that you were at that door before 5
other experiences of those sweeps elsewhere?
You were right behind me, standing over there, right?
Shelters have reported the same.
Right.
Reported hearing the same from unhoused.
Okay, so it's before 5 o'clock.
This is really concerning, especially because
that door is not supposed to be locked until 5. So he just verbally affirmed that he was trying to get in.
Unfortunately, it happened during business hours when staff members were available to intervene, and both people received naloxone and EMT services and survived. My understanding is that those types of life-threatening incidences sharply increase following the disruption. Reinforce the importance of the mayor being held to account.
I'll be back down when I'm done.
To account to his promises and to the expectations that are already set in place for enforcement of the camping ban. That is a number one must. The second piece is that I'm very concerned that the current encampment resolution strategy, that there was not a health concern and there was not a safety concern. So I believe that it was volume of neighbor concerns. Our trans siblings are among the most at risk when sleeping unsheltered. They're also among the least likely to be staying in these large encampments. And so at the gathering place, it's our number one priority to prioritize those who are most at risk. Visibility is not the same.
But the thing is this council is established by the Constitution of the United States of America. It's where y'all derive all your authority. It's how you are ordained to be governors for the municipality of Denver. Now, right now, that is under a definition of the 14th Amendment, and I think that's a mistake. Soon, it will be articles of incorporation will be proper. But until then, we are in this battle over who has right to public areas. And the thing is right now the city I know is violating it. Now, we're gonna go around with it and I'm gonna win. But y'all could just change the policy. Y'all could come into compliance with the Constitution of the United States. And you could allow people to live and exist. I don't know what else to say. I'll see y'all guys later.
Hello, my name is Guiterez. I am currently a participant at the Women's Emergency 48 Shelter cafeterias and have been there since Christmas last year. Part of my story is I became homeless, part of the reason because of the rising cost of rent and cost to live in Denver. I originally wanted to move to Colorado back in 2006, and back then it was an affordable place. And by the time I made it here in 2018, ultimately I realized that wasn't the case. And that's part of my story. But the reason why I'm here today is because I really want to just speak about the specific treatment as homeless people that we all seemingly continue to get in society, but also very specifically at the shelters themselves. I myself have witnessed just copious amounts of corruption as far as like how the staff treat us, how they view us, how they have pretty much zero respect for anything that we have to say. And it's like how much they're allowed to get away with. They seemingly have zero training to be able to work there. And to me, it's like a huge issue based on everything that I've experienced. And was myself recently kicked out for an entire week because my bed was 2 inches over the blue line. And never did I move the bed by myself as to why people become homeless in the first place. Yeah. I mean, if you look for, like, we're not actually all scum, and we are actually all humans, like everyone else, and deserve to be treated with respect to some degree. But if you're a shelter or homeless in any seeming case, the specific judgment and treatment is just that there's something wrong with us ultimately, that we are delusional to pretty much any extent, and are not seen as anyone to be even valued or cared about or respected at all, because we have struggled maybe, more than other people, but thank you.
Oh, there's people watching. Sandoval's not paying attention. She's got her eyes on other shit.
entities, and I'm also a Denver resident, so happy to be here. Be Connected is the e-harmony of housing and has an innovative housing platform that creates feedback tools that encourage the maximization of participation, captures the responses, and allow community leaders such as yourselves and policymakers to inform decisions. Our technology allows us to go beyond the traditional methods of performing simple review and statistic assessments and observations. Many of the platforms that you continuously hear throughout your week, we are able to move with purpose and agility, thanks to the leading innovation and the live engagement tools that we have at Be Connected. When speaking with diverse populations, the questions matter, but the way you ask the questions matters even more. It should be no surprise that are you hungry and is your family getting enough food to eat tracks utterly different information and gives us all different information, right? Okay. Live engagement allows us to monitor the answers we're getting as they come in, hence live engagement. And allows us to alter questions, add clarification, questions to make sure that we have the most complete picture of community's living situation. In turn, this allows us to monitor resident statuses over time, encouraging that the Denver residents are getting the help they need from the array of services and providers in which they have access and which we as taxpayers fund. This allows internal use by creating stronger communities. It allows Be Connected to intercept evictions by 90%. It ensures that the investment in social welfare and well-being are being utilized. We're doing that here in Denver, Colorado with Be Connected and Connected Technologies. So I do want you to know it's not a myth or a methodology to your question. It's a real thing. Our approach has been effective. Be Connected has created over 60 indicators of social determinants of health, and we are able to stabilize 9 out of 10 residents that are referred by the private sector landlords, which are also your constituents. We represent 16,000 units now. We take pride in being the only resident feedback tool and insight tool in the United States of America, enabling landlords and cities to receive real-time feedback direct from their residents, which is huge. Every resident in here has a voice and should be measured and should be heard in real time. Be Connected recently created a live engagement tool that surveys the unhoused populations in Denver to understand the needs, the incoming needs as winter approaches, and to give the unhoused a voice here in Denver. We also wanted to quantify the opinions on progress of the existing programs and measure the social, community, and individual impacts of their homelessness experience in real time. Overwhelmingly, our report continues to identify that the unhoused populations of Denver desire permanent housing, a goal which outpaces the scope of the well-regarded Housing 1000 initiative. 86%.
Thank you very much. That's your time.
Oh, well, I have more data. 86% of the residents. Please, I'll be happy to send you guys the live data on the unhoused population so you guys can make real decisions. So I'm sorry I went over on time. Really, really impactful work that was being done in Denver. So I really want to share the unhoused report with council before it gets released out, because Denver's about to be the first city with a social impact score. So happy to be doing this.
Next speaker in chambers is Anna Bloom.
Afternoon. Y'all know me very well, pretty much. I wish I could be coming to say good afternoon, but I'm not. I'm here to talk about what's going on with Mayor Johnston's House 1,000 initiatives. First off, not housing, it's sheltering. I'm not going to sit here and laugh back to y'all. That's what my comrades have already been doing. I'm going to tell you some of the things I've seen at these sweeps. I was at sweeps where I have seen not a single city outreach worker at all, nowhere to be found, while a woman is sitting there trying to pack her things with a massive infection on her arm, and I'm running around literally having to call any contact I can to get that woman medical help. She should be in a hotel. She should not have been put right back on the streets, and that's where she was sent. The camp at 8th and Logan, when it was closed, 45 people left on the streets, even though they decommissioned that camp. People are being left out in the cold. This is coming upon winter. We need to be better about this. Stop letting Johnston lie to us, break his promises. He promised not to sweep. We've heard and we've seen differently. These soft sweeps are insanely traumatizing and cause mass confusion among the houseless community. People are unstable and unsure what is going on. We've been asked multiple times at multiple camps, why am I not getting housing? Why am I getting swept but I'm not getting sent to these hotels? And now also, the transparency and accountability for these service providers is, my friends, bullshit. 3 people stabbed in the hotel the other night. What does Salvation Army do to those people who were never out? Kick them out of that hotel. They were even said by the residents to be model residents of that hotel, and they were still kicked out, even being victims of violence. That is disgraceful. I am asking you to, I believe you need to stop giving Salvation Army these contracts. You need to make these work.
Yeah, great.
No one is holding these people accountable, and y'all keep voting to give them more money so that people can go to their places, think they're safe, get stabbed, and get booted back to the streets. It's disgusting. It is.
How you doing? I hope what I got to say, and I have some good, yes, please stop running the Salvation Army. I'm currently housed at the Salvation Army. I've been homeless for over 8 years. I'm with Disabled American to work for a living till I fell off a building and got a TBI. Most people wouldn't think today I'd be up there and speak. Wouldn't think I had no capability. I came here not in my life have I used affordable housing. I need it now because I'm on disability. My name was taken off the list 3 times in 6 years because I get voiceful and I get mad. I live in a shelter that's leased to the Salvation Army at Crossroads, 29th, 29th Street, that y'all also make money on or whatever. And there's no security. I have to smell drugs that I don't do all day. People smoke meth, blue pills, and I've been experiencing that. It makes me nauseated. I face violence on a daily level because of mental health, drug, and alcohol issues. Y'all don't see that. The people that run it at 14th in Pennsylvania don't care, you know, about safety of their employees or the clients that they're making money off of from the city, county, state, and government. I've been to the mayor's office complaining about it, getting no response. You know, there's guys in there that need full-time mental health help. They should be in the mental hospital. There's people in there with medical issues that don't get no help. They need full-time medical. They're dropped off there because since 1980 they cut funding for mental health. It's a jumping ground. There's guys in there that can't even take care of themselves that they don't care about. You know? Something needs to be done and addressed. You didn't need that 2.5% tax increase before this mayor when they voted it in. There's enough money in it. It's become a business that get rich. Cole Chandler, the senior advisor to the mayor, what does he know about homelessness and how to fix it? He knows one thing. He knows how to get rich and get his buddy rich. That's why the budget went from $8 million in 10 years to over $150 million. It's getting worse because it's become a business. Now, I invite y'all to go see it for yourself, to go experience the blue pills and how it smells. Crossroads Shelter's got an overflow that smells nothing like dope. I encourage you to come down there and check that out. The employees had to deal with it, the clients that don't do it. You know, if we had to act out, some violence comes to us, we get kicked out, that's wrong. When we call for help down there, the police don't come for an hour. There was a street fight a couple months ago with 100 people out in it. The cops didn't come for over an hour and a half. The whole street was shut down. Buses couldn't come, everything. There was a 30-minute street fight with 70 to 100 people. You think the police responded? Thank you.
This is hard for us to organize. The community is behind them.
We wanna
And we
speak.
want
We
people
wanna
to
speak.
speak their mind. Today was the
You need to
vote
stay.
on Mayor's
You need to
National
hear our voice.
Street, and you voted to extend it. And we have real comments that people want to bring up and real concerns. So we're demanding that people stay here and listen to the voices of the community who is here, because we have a completely full minutes.
We have a hearing to get to tonight.
We have people who need to speak.
If you did not get to speak tonight, please sign up for next Monday.
They're not signing up for next Monday. They want to speak now.
Thank you so much. We've got to
We're gonna keep speaking. We're gonna keep speaking.
Who's next?
Carl here is next. Well, it's happening. We have
All right, everybody.
Should listen. People are dying because
There's shelter beds. People don't need to be on the street because of shelter beds. But you guys have no idea what it's like to have to be in one of these shelters and the way it really is. Now, the Denver Rescue Mission runs all the shelters in this city except for a pair of them. And so,
You don't want to listen to us, that's why.
listening because we're outside every day with you guys.
You don't want to listen to us, that's why. Because you're not out there on the street. These people are.
That's very rude. That is very rude for y'all to walk out.
You walk out because you're weak. You're weak.
It's happening, and y'all walk out. And last year it was only one.
You walk out because you're weak.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead.
so you guys are going to stay
These are the people that care. Call them out. Take a look. They know who we are.
Because you're weak.
We're at every meeting. We're at every meeting.
getting caught with marijuana inside the building, or perceived slight to a staff member. Any small thing can get you asked to leave, and then when that happens, you can't go to any of the other shelters that are open.
Thank you,
So
you guys.
basically, if you get kicked out from that shelter, for whatever the reason is, you can't go to the Lawrence Street shelter and get food. You can't go someplace, you can't go to the Holly shelter and take a shower. The only place that you can go is Salvation Army, but guess what? Salvation Army's full. Okay? So, while I was there, I saw him kick out an 80-year-old man in the middle of the night in the snow. Now, no, I'm not joking, I'm not just making this up. This happened. Okay? Now, myself, I had my own experience with this. I came out of the hospital, I have pulmonary hypertension, and I was told that I could take my oxygen to the 48th Street shelter. And when I got there, they told me I could only have 2 bottles of oxygen because of fire codes. They said they could only have 20 bottles of oxygen in the entire warehouse. So it had to be 2 bottles of oxygen for up to 10 people, despite the fact that there wasn't 10 people there that needed oxygen. So I had 2 bottles of oxygen that the oxygen company brought to me when they brought my concentrator to the building, and I had 1 bottle that was from the hospital that I needed to return to them. They came and they did their bed check that night, saw that I had 3 bottles, and they kicked me out while I was on oxygen with no place else to go. And the guy even said, here, I have some resources for you, someplace you can go. And on that list was all the Denver rescue shelters that you couldn't go to because you were asked to leave from the one that you were at. And I mean, it's all sorts of ridiculous stuff. I mean, you got to think about the people that are in there, you know what I'm saying? Even if you got caught smoking in the bathroom or something like that, you know what I'm saying? These aren't defenses that should put you back out on the street and in danger. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be more accountability about what these staff people are able to do and who they're able to kick out. And I don't even know if people even know that this happens, or this is, you know, this is something that maybe this is the first time I've heard of this. I don't know.
But as it is, if you get asked to leave that shelter, you get asked to go for whatever it is you did. You can't go anyplace else. And so winter's coming up, and then what? You guys keep giving millions of dollars
Next.
to the Denver Rescue Mission. And this is what they're doing. I'm sorry, that's the one here to speak up.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but before you wrap up, I just.
I'm sorry,
That's okay. I just had a suggestion, and I was going to ask if here about this, because I know there are people who are on the list. I do have a list here, and there are people who signed up to speak tonight. And so to give equal opportunity to everyone, I would like to continue the timing, if that is okay with everyone, just so that we can hear from those that didn't get a chance. That's okay. Is that okay?
That's right. The former state representative. That is Representative Gonzallez Guiterez, by the way, for those of you who are not familiar, asking to continue the conversation.
Yes, we did. I think the next is on Andy Apple on the list.
You came up first. I have Walter Reeves.
Already went.
I'm proud of this.
And you said who was next?
Andy Apple on the list that was released. Andy Apple.
Already came up.
Which? Andy Apple. No, the other guy.
So, folks,
Already out.
The men's shelter is ran so differently than the women's shelter. The men get to eat as much as they want, the women can't go on the tray.
Here's a suggestion, because a lot of people thought that they had to leave, so maybe when it comes up and maybe that person's not here.
Sitting still and record.
Is here, that would be a good risk. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, also known as Natasha Barcelona. I'm Parady. Hi, Lewis. You guys know me. I am not houseless, but I am a volunteer with Mutual Aid Monday, with House Not Keys, with Cats Not Cops, with Headwater Protectors. I'm also the founder and owner of KLSM, Triggered Futures, and I am begging you guys, from the bottom of my heart, someone that was 28 years old and became a widow because of mental health, the lack of mental health resources in the United States. My dad dropped dead at 55 last year from depression. Okay, that's what has brought me outside. I am not houseless, but I find myself hanging out with these people because they understand and they've been abused. I'm also someone that offers free phone service for having government assistance, and I have spent hundreds of hours in the shelters in Colorado. I had a gun pulled on me in front of staff by an individual that was staying at that same shelter that has been mentioned here twice on 29th and Broadway, where it turns into Brighton, and staff did absolutely nothing. The only thing I did was ask him for ID. Now, because I have experience, I was with a man from PJ Watts, California for 14 years, and I understand what it feels like to have your back against the wall, and I had a gun raised to my head because he felt discriminated against because no one in front of him was asked for ID. He doesn't understand our policy. He had mentioned prior to us running his application that he was from Florida, which then required me to ask for ID. The point that I'm trying to get to is the fact that the staff of a shelter that has 1,200 beds on top of about 200 tents outside of their establishment to do absolutely nothing when someone that is employed and contracted to come there to give free services, that is fucking insane.
1 minute.
On top of, you guys, affordability is an issue. I'm also a volunteer for BK, and I'm gonna read the rest of what she was cut off. That 86% of respondents in our study reported a desire for long-term stable homes. 68% reported their housing goals would not be fulfilled by the construction of tiny homes. Only 14% reported satisfaction with their short-term shelters, and of those, only half of 1%, 0.05% of those persons did not self-report ongoing mental health issues. 85%, okay, I have words I have to speak to. I am begging you guys to, yes, affordability is a problem, okay? Housing is a problem. But the problem here is a lack of trust and mental health resources. Stop sending people to psychiatrists and getting these people addicted. The drugs that are killing people are being given to them by doctors, not drug dealers, first and foremost. The people that work for shelters and these organizations need to be trained or have more in-depth hiring recommendations or requirements or resources provided to them. Or if you guys cannot do that, please acknowledge all these people that you guys have seen multiple times before, because we are outside every day, if not every week, providing resources. Please.
I'm sorry, I don't want to take your time, please.
Jess.
Hi, I've been up here before. Well, the mayor started off with roadway closure. Roadway residents were promised a lot of things, and they were brought over to Quebec Street. Quebec Street was also turned into an emergency shelter again, with 83 people coming from the encampment on Main Street. I was there at that sweep. Not everybody was housed. Post was out prior to that, supposedly signing people up for housing. I brought a list with me today of people that were not housed with their addresses and emails. A lot of things that I want to talk about right now is accountability. Salvation Army was supposed to help these people from roadway go over to Quebec and use their vouchers and stuff and get some permanent housing. That still has not happened. We have not gotten any of the CAP vouchers placed with these people. These people are over there scared, frightened. They don't want to come out of their rooms. Also, the shelter was not ready. There was hot water was missing. How can you take a shower, feel good about yourself if you don't have hot water? Roaches, other violations have also occurred there. The elevator is at your own risk. If you get in that elevator, hello, at your own risk. We're already at high risk for a lot of things. But one thing that we need is safe housing. We need to have food, safe housing, safe water, clean air. And these agencies that are helping us advocate for us are being held back because of agencies like Salvation Army that says, hey, the advocates are interfering in our process of navigating them to housing. Well, they provide a list of these people, we provide support, and we provide a voice when sometimes they cannot speak. We have vets out there, like my husband who committed suicide. He is now permanently housed, but yet I have to wait to see what's going to happen for the future of our vets that have come out here today to let you guys know that they're not being served either. I had to have the gathering place had to come in and help me navigate to some housing for 3 of my family members that were highly disadvantaged. One has grand mal seizures that make him stop breathing. This is our youth we're talking about. We are leaving a legacy. 30% is what we should be paying out for housing, but we all know when we go home at the end of the day that we're paying a lot more than that. And if we do not address this now, our children that are coming out of high school are going to become the next houseless population. So it's very, very important that we navigate and get these advocates some more power to help us and our houseless neighbors. And the order from Salvation Army to order me to stop advocating for Han was not okay. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for hearing our voices, and we'll live on.
No, I'm live, but I need to listen to nephew.
So just to turn back, we're going to say the 3 minutes so you know for reference, but we can use it for.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members, and thank you very much. I read all your bios on the city website, and excited about this council. We need you, we need your help. We want to collaborate, we want to work with you to improve the lives of our community members, our residents. I was sitting over here with my eyes closed, and I kept hearing this song that's so funny about peace, love, and understanding, and all this stuff. So, where is strong, right? Who would trust them? And where is harmony? And I hope we can move towards harmony and get into harmony together, work together. I think about the first road home 10-year plan and homelessness. I think about the beginning of that, the unintended consequences. I think about the panhandling ordinance and parking meters, who gives money to work with this meter. Think about the Democratic Convention 2008 when the homeless were bused out of town and they get arrested in downtown with backpacks. I remember the free speech zone where we had parking lot in caged areas where you go search for amendment rights. In 2012, we had the cancel. Fast forward today, we have sweeps, large camping cleanups, soft sweeps, advisories, camping ban enforcement, compassion crackdown, that's stopped in Parady, over 1,500 residents and citizens around Denver. It starts with a panhandling ordinance, which, by the way, was overturned in 2015. Denver had to dismantle that. I'd rather not go down that road and then have to go to court and then have to dismantle ordinances and laws that are unconstitutional. It starts with a panhandling ordinance and a parking ban. And we go down that long, slippery slope of impinging upon people's constitutional, civil rights and civil liberties. I'd rather we didn't do that. And I think for council members who have spoken into the situation of sweeps, we've got a lot of important things going on that have been expressed here tonight. A lot of challenges, a lot of issues. This arbitrary goal deadline of 1,000 people at the end of the year is going to lead to poor decisions. It's going to lead to a lot of damage, and that's going to be really difficult to undo. So my encouragement to everyone is that we work together and find a sweet harmony if we can, and we slow roll, and we not focus on arbitrary goals and deadlines, and really focus on really working with people. It's very complex dynamic to work in. So I want to thank you and thank you this time. Yeah.
Yes. Next we have Amanda States Reesinger. Sorry if I said that incorrectly. Amanda States Reisinger. Is there someone that didn't get a chance to sign up that would like to speak?
Jackie?
What's your name?
Jackie?
Okay. What's your name now?
Her name is Jackie.
Jackie. Thank you, Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie Bennett. I've been here in Denver, Colorado, unhoused for approximately 7 years, me and others. I've been a long way. We're workers, and we get older, still unhoused. There's nothing written down to house us, and we work with the business in the house. We've been abused, we've been beaten, we've been drugged, we've been raped. We're still unhoused. In the state, unhoused workers of today put in with amendments 10 because of times such as COVID, where citizens would work. You have a right to call employment to work. And yet in housing, as I said from the beginning, this state citizens can work and still work for business. We've got people coming behind us that still unhoused. It's like they're going to be unhoused. And we all work for your businesses, but as I say, they're coming.
Right.
Where's our amendment? Our laws are rules to house your very own. This is cruel and very unreasonable. Yeah. I'm not against your housing requirements. I'm against you not housing us.
Kelly Scoville, these are elderly out in these tents. They should be first people to be housed. Because of their backgrounds, their lives, their money that they've done and everything like that. And then the second one is, I think, the 48th Avenue Women's Shelter needs to be regrouped. The men in the women's shelter are treated differently. Good for the goose, not good for the gander. It's not fair. And there was one more. We were invisible. Now that you did these sweeps and did all this, we are in the public eye now. Help us with the resources that we need to live like that, and the ones that can't, help them with housing. Because we were all doing just fine until y'all put us in the sore of the eye. You know? You're doing good. You're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I got something.
I just say one thing, this is my friend here. I've been a part of a lot of really amazing communities throughout my life, and like she is one of a kind human being. She lives in a tent outside of the shelter, but she was a nurse. Okay, she went to school to be a nurse. She got her degree. She was a nurse, and she took a weed charge for her daughter. She lost her license. This is part of why she's homeless. Not because she's a horrible person, not because she's a drug addict, but because she did something very noble. So the one thing that I really want to point out in these last moments of what's where we're at is that it's not black or white. It's not black or white. We're all in this situation for a different reason. And if we really want to solve the problem, we got to meet each individual where they're at and have respect for our stories. You know, a lot of us come from a lot of trauma, and just that I really feel like there needs to be more education on that piece, more education on the trauma that we've all experienced that brought us to the situation, and more people who are trauma-informed, trained to be able to work in facilities that are put up for us, and more of like an understanding grace period. You know, I want to say that like what the mayor did is actually a really great thing. I think that should be said. It is a step in the right direction, you know, trying to do more to help us. But that if we really want to fix all the issues, they're incredibly complex, dynamic, and it's going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of real morals rooted in deep care, compassion, and empathy. And without that, we're not really getting anywhere. So it really just comes down to morals and patience, and none of it is going to be possible.
I take care of a 66-year-old veteran lady out of Arlington. Every day I make sure she's ready to go dinner. He walks up for her bed so she'll stay warm at nighttime. Those are the ones that need to be helped first.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm going through the people that we have signed up, and if there are people that are not here, then we're asking if somebody that didn't get to sign up can come up and speak, okay?
Yes.
So that's how we're doing this. We're still trying to make sure we hear everyone's voices. We still have work that we need to go across, and I'm trying to be respectful on both sides, okay? So I'm going to come to Destiny Wilson. It's Destiny Wilson. Okay. Is someone in the room that didn't get to sign up that would like to speak? Sir? What's your name?
My name is Guiterez.
Okay, come on.
My name is Guiterez, and Shontel Lewis, District 8. My problem is this. When you declare an emergency on anything, no matter when it may be, whether it's a pandemic, well, you're trying to get it over with by providing them with the medications that they need. What Mike Johnson is doing right now is not providing a damn thing for the unhoused neighborhood except to speak. And I would say, if he does not put people in housing y'all should not do that emergency. Because to me, it seems as though all that money is going to a waste. Either going to providers or it's going on a quick fix. And a quick fix never works. Because we come back around, we're still in the same boat year after year after year. This is ridiculous for us to continue to throw good money behind bad-ass ideas because it's not working. It's really not working. And what he's doing by providing shelters just to get people off the street, they're not fixing the system. That's the longer they have it. It's going to get worse. And it's going to get 10 times worse than what it is now. Because what he's doing, he's just trying to make sure that he keeps his promise. Well, I'll get 1,000. Man, I don't care if you get 10,000 people, but if you put them in a goddamn cardboard box, that is not a home. That is not a home. And we have to make sure that they have everything that they need inside their home. Because until you do that, or he do that, and y'all do that, we're going to still have a broken down system. You know, he's talking about trying to force people into things that they don't want. You can't force no damn body nowhere to go unless you kill them. And then you can take them. All right. And then you can take them where you want them to go. But everything that you do comes from within. Come from within. Don't come from without. Now, what you can do is to continue to have these services such as a person going and talking to the individual, but listening. Because as a person listens to another, and the person that's doing the talking, that's when something clicks up in his head, and then he begins to work on himself. Until we start treating people with the respect and dignity that they deserve, no matter what status or station they are in life. Whether you're homeless, I don't give a damn if you live up on Mars. If you want to get back on, we'll build a ship and bring you back, or something. But we have to do the right thing now, or it ain't going to get worse. Thank you.
Good evening, thank you for staying, and I only want 20 seconds. I'm here representing Together Colorado, and I'm here to talk about funding for the basic income study. And you see, these basic income brings dignity and agency to people. And these are people, this is the reason that we need to continue funding the study. We have very positive preliminary evidence, but it's going to take long-term evidence. We have 1/4 of the evidence we can get. We can't stop now. We have some costs. Let's continue funding this thing so that universal basic income can be available. Thank you.
Hi, I would just like to commend the President Flores for actually asking for a recess and for the other 10 members of this council to actually recuse themselves from this circle. I implore the three of you. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. You are not respecting the process. You were elected, you have obligations to actually respect the law, to run a meeting, and to respect and to listen to everyone in the city.
Folks in the audience, if we're going to do this in a respectful manner,
Which they're not.
We can still abide by having respect for one another or others we need. And so I'm going to ask for the same thing. And, you know, if there is opportunity to increase public comment time, you know, that is something we want to look into. And I think for myself, I don't want to speak for the other council members, but I think, you know, there's nothing wrong with staying in this meeting. So I would ask that you please direct your remarks towards what we're here to talk about right now, what we're here to talk about, instead of
Yes.
I'm gonna ask in that respect, I have not been disrespectful, none of us have been disrespectful to you, sir. Thank you.
You have been disrespectful to the process. By allowing this.
You look like you're found in
Excuse me, please let me finish so that we can move forward.
Oh, wow, because you've not been taking time for the other people. You've also broken rules by allowing people who have not signed up or who have signed up to actually then submit themselves to somebody else and give that time to the floor. These rules are specifically outlaid in your own rules and policies, which you're choosing to ignore tonight. I'm asking for a social contract. I'm asking the three of you to actually hold your obligation to represent all of the city of Denver, specifically you two.
But these people never get over
situations you have to be responsible to. You took an oath to actually uphold the law.
I will say to you, Keith, that I fundamentally don't agree that public comment should be 30 minutes. That allows us 3 minutes for each individual to be able to speak, that we have a max of 10 people that are able to speak. And we represent a city with millions of folks who actually probably want to hear from.
Sure, and I absolutely don't disagree with you on that. So let's change the rules.
So I disagree. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, just like you want to
continue to do that.
change the system.
When I have those who actually want to hear, want to hear from them, there's never going to be a scenario where I walk out from folks who desperately want me to hear about their experiences.
And I would say that they have other opportunities for in which to engage you with. We have set up procedures here. We have to have laws. We have to have rules. We have to have a way in which to engage one another.
Are you a
in
developer?
society.
What's your
Or
deal?
else into utter chaos, which is what you're experiencing here tonight.
You're out of time. You're out of time. Rules are rules, bud. You're out of time.
It's all the time, your people.
Can I hear him out so we get to the next speaker, everybody, the same person?
Time's up. Time's up.
He's out of time.
So, I do implore you to understand that there is a silent majority out there that voted to actually twice enforce the camping ban. I say there is a silent majority out there that is not here because they know they can't sign up in time to actually address you as council members to know that we do want our laws enforced. Okay? We do want the camping ban enforced. We do want our
Rule, buddy! Rule on! Everybody, the guns up!
I would like to recommend President Torres and the other team members.
And that guy's
to recuse themselves for actually working on it. And so I know it's a tough job, and I do appreciate you.
Time's up!
I do appreciate that. I would like to put an end to this. And again, this is what happens with the anarchy. So
Yeah, anarchy! Woo!
and there is some mistakes that deserve it. Thank you so much.
I would like to call up Marcelo Rodriguez, and thank you guys for the respect that I really appreciate what I'm seeing from everyone, I really do. So if Marcelo Rodriguez is here, that's what's next on the list.
Sorry, that's like, take it out here.
I'm gonna go to the next person, I think this person might have left, because I think you were from different reason, Alexander Glendale. You don't see him. Okay. V.
Hi. Okay. Yeah, I just need a, okay, hold on. Man, Instagram is just ridiculous. So
Yeah, they always change so.
yeah, I'm just sharing it as is. It's okay. Maybe it needs to post, so it might not record me. Okay. You know how it works for that happens. Oh, is this back on? Okay. So, thank you so much for your voices on the fact that this process is too short and people do have a lot more to say. Thank you for allowing people to speak to their truth and their reality, because you guys do have the power to vote on the things that affect their truth and their reality. The mayor has said that he's considering someone housed or sheltered. He's considering them as part of the House 1000 initiative as know who they are, we have the relationships. We continue them, and unfortunately, the mayor's House 1,000 plan is pulling all the outreach workers, all the resources away from these already struggling relationships and connections. And so, the power behind being here and saying we need a new direction to this, we need amendments, is because the mayor has put a Band-Aid solution based on fallacy, on something that is not the reality of what all the experts around him, unhoused advocates, even people within the government, the housing department, even city council people who have very real concerns. He's putting all of that aside to pursue a campaign promise. And we're here to say, you know, we need some real substantial solutions. So I don't want to take too much of my own time because I do want to speak. And I want to make sure that the unhoused is continuing to be heard. And I want to say, you know, the next time this comes up, please take a look at the different demands we've laid out. Please understand that he needs to be getting reporting on all of the sweeps happening, not just the ones that are for encumbrances, but also the large sweeps, the single person sweeps. We need information and reporting on that, and you guys should get that too. You should get information about, you know, the kind of resources or lack of resources, or the number of times the SET team is going out and harassing people, even day of the sweep, to keep moving and taking their belongings and breaking, you know, breaking the law, as our buddy, you know, just that, but against people every single day. And so it's very real. And so, you know, you already have the demands in front of you. You have people who continue to speak on these issues. Please take the leadership of the people into account, and we hope to hear you raise these same concerns yourselves and have actual amendments so that we can have real progress and real housing for people. So thank you.
Just so for a point of reference to everybody, the final names on the list, I'm going to just read them off because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people left in chamber. We can't take a virtual testimony because we don't have the support right now. We can down. So after Mariana, I have Robert Bailey, then Abdullah Gata, Brian Mola, and Ashley Garrett are the final speakers this evening.
I'm not on the list, but is there a way I can speak in place of one of them? I'm not on the list.
You can take Brian's spot.
We're trying to be also respectful of the fact that.
No, there's nobody that didn't show up.
Yeah, I signed up today, but. What's that? I signed up this morning. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, let's go with Mariana. Sorry, thank you so much.
Good evening, council, and all those watching. I want to commend the three of you that sat here. We know who you are. We see you, you hear you. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication. With that being said, I just want to tell each and every one of you, the ones that are not even sitting here, that should be hearing this, I want to commend Shontel Lewis for going to the mayor and going out there to 48th Street and checking out the encampment themselves. And all of a sudden, wow, there's no enforcement, right? There's no whole sweep. Whether we call it a soft sweep, whether we call it a sweep, that is not the verbiage. The verbiage, everybody, is traumatic displacement. I was at the 16th and Sherman when they traumatically displaced the people. In all my 12 years of doing this, I have never been cursed at, I've never been cussed at, I've never been sworn at. Where is that as the mayor? I was promised a motel if I stayed in this camp. I never felt in my life of being an advocate that I could be harmed. But the anger and trying to de-escalate these people and say, I'm so sorry. The only thing I can offer you is chicken salad that I made. I made 100 of them for you guys.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that you are not being listened to. But I'm your voice. I will go to city council for you. I will tell them. 60% of those people were working behalf of hand council to hold the mayor to our 6 demands. This is not to be taken lightly, as these are human beings whose lives are dependent on government to give them a hand up to stability. Housing is a human right. It is not a commodity just for the rich. Because you know what? I was homeless, a nurse, 12 years ago. I made $26,000 an hour. That wasn't good enough for Denver. That wasn't good enough. So if it happened to me, until the day I die, I will be up in all of those places. I will be here representing every single person that's out there. The mayor would rather listen to Cole Chandler, who is the housing czar, yet was never houseless a minute. Mayor and council, you all need to listen to the people with lived experience and the one whose data, HAND, House Keys Action Network, Denver, says it all. So please do better. Thank you.
Next is Robert.
Yeah, I can keep this real short because I know we're out of time to address this topic. So, from the way I see it, it's the financial divide on this plan is causing so much of this suffering until we regulate the trickle up. All the money trickles up until we get better at regulating. This financial divide is just getting worse and worse. It's on hyper speed. It's not getting better. It's not moving in the right direction. It's moving in the wrong direction. I don't believe there's any such thing as a housing crisis. It's a financial crisis. It's a money crisis. I don't have money to pay the rent crisis. We have so much property in the United States. We have so much property in the United States of America. There's no such thing as a housing crisis. We have no money. That's the problem.
You're Brian. Tammy wants to speak for Brian.
He's not here.
We know Brian.
Yep, go ahead.
And then it's Ashley Garrett also here.
Ashley Garrett.
So then maybe you can get. No, but you don't know this.
You were on the list, but I've never heard of it.
So we have 7:15 more that we're on this particular issue, so ma'am, what's your name?
My name is Tammy Garza.
Okay, Tammy, you want to speak in place of Brian?
Very Tammy Garza, and I'm here to represent the people that are Tiny Village, 11 and the Welcome Village. And just to understand that we're supposed to have a wraparound program, there's no program like that. There's nothing that's going to help us in there to get us out of this. I've been here for 15 months, 15 long months. I've been through a lot of stuff here, whether I've been abused, I've been neglected, I've been pushed to the back. I've been to where they don't speak to me at all. They have nothing to answer any of my questions. Like right now, I talked to the telepaper. They're never there. Nobody's in that office. There's no 24-hour surveillance security program going on. There's been so many on-hand contact fist fights that I have to stop. People from jumping to bed, people from just doing the wrong things. And I was the one that was getting put out because I have a big mouth. For one, there's nobody there to talk to on a daily basis, just to victims. Just to say, hey, when are we going to get housing? When are we going to get permanent housing? Because then they don't have no television, like I said. But they don't have no resources for us to do. Or even, we have to go out and do it ourselves. They don't really give us a budget. All our incentives that the programs are coming, they're not there. So we're just looking at every other thing without being intent. Because we have two parcels. They don't really look for all of them that are there. They get rid of the ones that are good, that are doing everything by the right way, and they keep the ones that are doing wrong and keep them housing. What about the ones that are there that are struggling and doing all the programs and working, staying sober and everything else? What about us? What about the ones that have domestic violence that I'm a victim of? There's nothing, there's no protection for me for safe. And other than that, everybody that's around us is all very, very that we have this little shack, but half the time we don't even have electricity. We don't have that. I went to walk on to when it's winter time. I've been there 15 months. I should have been there 9 days and I'm there. He said legal. He had it by 9 days. They don't ever give us a
like to talk to her, when we do want to talk, they exit. And that's not fair to when they're in there. So if you try to get the time is the answer, they're not. They're not the answer at all. They have nothing in them to provide for you except an ear that does not listen, nor can you hear. Thank you.
Real housing.
Yes.
I signed up.
Oh, yeah, true.
I want to thank you also, first name, my name is Judy Danielson. I've lived in District 9 for 44 years. But today I'm speaking as part of the member organizing chapter of Together Colorado. Our multiracial, multi-faith community organization works with human dignity in the center of public life. We're members of 11 congregations who live and worship in all 11 city council districts here. And we did a survey. The greatest concern for all of our congregations is housing. And we stand with all these things.
Yes.
We also believe that many of our priorities are all linked together. I was going to speak for healthcare because I'm a retired physical therapist, and I really hope that we can put some money, solid money, into canceling medical debt, which is one reason so many people become homeless. And you don't have to be black, and you don't have to be poor to suddenly find yourself in medical debt. And I hope that the city will fully fund Denver Health with the end of the expansion of Medicaid with the pandemic. So many people are now finding that they no longer qualify, and we need to fund our very important lifeline, our last resort really for some people. So I hope we will do that. And in terms of housing, I'm wondering why 80% AMI, this is a personal question, is considered affordable. I think we need to go down to 30. I know we have many priorities, and the council has voted for some of our Together Colorado priorities, and I think very much. And how are we going to fund them? I would ask you to consider cutting the $60 million for the National Western Complex, which we have been funding for many years. Many bond issues, and I think we have priorities now that supersede the National Western. Thanks very much.
Yes.
That does include the folks that have signed up, and what I'm going to ask, and I'll ask my fellow councilwomen, if you would all maybe just share some remarks. We do have a public hearing this evening. I want to be respectful. We stayed